Hi everyone, this is Natalia on Yachting International Radio, live here with Adam Sebba, CEO of Cookson Adventures from London. How are you today, Adam?
I'm great, thanks. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming on. Looking good there in the background, a couple of nice features and articles and images from your recent adventures and travels, I say.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the lucky things about what we do is journalists love to write about us because we create extraordinary stories and histories with the adventures and travel we do. So I think there's the story about when Henry discovered a socialized wolf pack in Norway. He went and kind of stayed with the wolves, and you end up kind of even kissing them. You get so close to them.
Wow.
That was one of the cool adventures we did back in 2016, 2017. And then the story in How to Spend It covered an adventure we did to the largest cave in Vietnam, which was super cool. We took a group of friends there for a 40th birthday. They camped out in this cave and had an extraordinary time.
So, I mean, what adventures have you not done? Let's put it into perspective here, because you cover the whole world and you cover everything from skiing to yacht exploration to parachuting. I mean, all sorts of wonderful experiences. Tell us a bit more.
Well, I mean, we always say if in our business, if you're not innovating, you're standing still. And it's also really hard to keep repeating unique. What we love to do unique world first adventures, and unique is always different for everybody, but you keep having to find a fresh lens to put on the world, come up with new ways of seeing the world. Of course, yachts is a great way to do that as well. And that's kind of been our mantra for the last 10 years. And we kind of intend to keep it the same for the next 10.
Absolutely. And you say that Cookson Adventures explore with elegance. I really like that tagline.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's the thing, because an adventure is something different to everybody. It might be a 10-day yoga retreat, or it might be climbing, one of the highest mountains in the world. The scale of people's definition can be totally different, and we understand that. So our kind of definition of adventure is you have to somehow leave your comfort zone, but you don't have to be uncomfortable doing it. And that's kind of the sort of the Cookson philosophy, that you can explore with elegance. You can do that adventure, but you don't have to give up on your comforts.
So that's probably something that makes you stand out as a company. There's so many travel companies out there, but specifically that. And also we met, originally I met with the Cookson Adventure company at the Explorer Yacht Summit in Monaco earlier this year. And there's some interesting topics evoked, and I'm keen to hear more about what's happened since that conference. And has Explorer Yachts going on adventures with yachts boomed in that time, or what's happening? Everyone's talking about that.
Yeah, yeah, we've had an incredible summer of trips, and since that summit, we did a trip in the Mediterranean on a boat called Harl, which is a fantastic fed ship, and very, very capable. We teamed it up with quite an industrial platform with a sub on it, and our clients, our guests, had an extraordinary sub exploration in the Med. So we took scientists down with them, we took some historians, some archaeologists, and they discovered 5 new Roman wrecks that had never been seen human eyes before, and also an incredibly rare coral. So that was a new scientific discovery.
Congratulations!
Yeah, no, I mean it was a great sort of exciting moment for us as a company. I think it proved that there is so much more exploration out there in the world to do. If you can in 1 week have those kind of discoveries just in one trip in the Mediterranean, which everybody kind of thinks is explored. And I think the typical way of going into the Med on a yacht is, you hang out off the coast of a lovely town, maybe Saint-Tropez or Capri, and you get the jet skis out and you have fun. But what we proved with that trip is you can actually totally take it to the next level, explore, and actually make it. We made a scientific contribution to mankind. That's not overemphasizing it. It was an amazing trip, and the client felt really, really special. In terms of what we did for them.
Wow, sounds awesome. And I would love to be a little fly or more something adept to go into the sea to see that happen. Wow, fantastic. And then in terms of the yachts themselves, are there specific yachts that are needed for these adventures? I mean, obviously in the cold, you need something more sturdy. But generally, what kind of yachts do you collaborate with, or how does it work?
I mean, obviously, you need a platform that's capable of, of what you want to do on the trip, and that totally depends. Some of the most incredible places to explore in the world, like Papua New Guinea, Madagascar, or Antarctica, you can really kind of elevate the adventure with a helicopter, no pun intended. But that gives you the ability to kind of project inland and see incredible sights that you wouldn't be able to, if you didn't have that asset. So that obviously needs a boat with a helipad. In Antarctica, there are obviously rules about helicopters. You can only fly line of sight from the boat, but if you've got 2 helicopters, you can kind of leapfrog further and further inland. So that obviously improves the experience even more. At that point, you're talking about having a support vessel or dual heli capacity on the boat. And then I think the thing that we've really seen kind of explode in the last year is obviously submersibles. And so it's not just having the submersible on board. I think what people are now starting to realise is you've got to have the support team and the support infrastructure to do that. And if it's more than just a dive underwater to kind of try it out, there's an incredible amount of lead-up preparation that you need to do as well. It's having a team that really knows how to do the map reconnaissance, the sort of the preparation to make sure that the client, during their precious time, and they might only be able to do sort of 2 or 3 dives during their week's holiday. Maybe they want to do one every day or twice a day, but to have all the activities, the range of activities, to maximize that time, you've got to do that prep work to make sure they're going to see something exciting when they go down.
Hopefully, yes. How do you guarantee that to happen? I mean, what's the brief generally?
The guest that we took to the Med this year, we took him to Antarctica last year, and we took 8 scientists. It was also a yacht-based trip. We took 8 scientists on the trip, and we like to weave conservation and philanthropy into everything we do, and that client actually funded those scientists to come and do some research on killer whales. As it happened, those scientists actually discovered a new species of killer whale during the holiday. I mean, it was an incredible kind of win-win and sort of proof of the Cookson model. What we try and make every trip unique and special, and I suppose what I would call a high-class problem. When you take a client on a trip, they make this incredible scientific discovery. How do you beat that?
Yeah.
How do you go back and as you say, how do you guarantee it? Well, the answer is you can never guarantee it, but you can do so much work in the background that you make your own luck. And so were we incredibly lucky that we discovered 5 wrecks on the trip? And this is actually the same client who came back for the Med trip. So we kind of took the new species of killer whale the previous year, and then built on that with the Roman wrecks and the coral. And it wasn't down to luck. We can say we were lucky, but it was down to incredible and meticulous preparation. The team that spent months kind of researching it, did a recce. So that's something that I think sets Cookson, apart from other travel companies, if we're going to do a unique world first trip, we'll get out on the ground and make sure that we really kind of understand how that trip is going to unfold almost minute to minute, so that it does run as perfectly as we can hope that it will.
And you're all born adventurers in the company, which is phenomenal. You've all got that little bit of passion in you.
It's so hard not to be passionate about the product and what we do. I would say not everybody is a born adventurer when they come to Cookson, but I would say that everybody is when they leave. So it's we've got our fair share of people that love sailing in their spare time or paddleboarding, but there are people in the business that are not adventurers. But what I think the common characteristic that we all have is we're all innovators. We like to try different things. We like to say, okay, let's give this a try and see if it works. Or no one's ever done it before, but why can't we give it a try? Is there another way to do it? And I think that's kind of the unifying theme. What makes kind of a Cooksoneer. I just made that up.
That's good. It's good. We're creating a trend here. Hashtag. Fantastic. And tell me a bit more also, because you support the Clear Ocean Pact, right? So it's not just about going out and having a great time. It's also giving back, like you're saying, about the scientific research and all that, but furthermore to help with the ever-going now initiative to try and do something good for the oceans that we sail on.
Yeah, I mean, it's so important. And I think that one of the things we're looking at is increasingly using more sailing yachts. I think that's very important. Weaving that sort of the scientific research and conservation into what we do, which raises awareness. One of the other discoveries that we made in the Med this summer was a type of algae that scientists saw growing on the seabed at I think it was a depth of 150 meters, and what that was sort of slightly worrying discovery for them, because it showed that the oceans were warming at a faster rate and to a higher temperature than they thought. Mm-hmm. So I think making discoveries like that highlight climate change, I think are very important, and it's a way that the yachting industry can have an impact. Mm-hmm. I mean, for sure, the trend is there and embedded, and we want to support that.
Absolutely, well done for that, and it's good to see someone as adventurous and also such a placement in the market, leading on that front. So well done, everyone, and thanks for bringing it to our awareness as well. What your findings are, and I guess this is publicised somewhere. Is it possible to track?
It was very well documented at the time, because we wanted to get that news out there. And the scientists wanted to publicize their research as well, so it's really kind of a win-win for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. And as you know, the show is called Luxury with Natalia, so there's always that question that comes up: what is luxury to you?
We don't use the word. There are a lot of words that we don't use in our business. It's like part of our mindset to be different, to be disruptive, to think differently. And the L word is a word that we just don't like to use, because our clients kind of don't even think about luxury. Luxury is every day to them. And I think when we look at synonyms, we think about privacy, we think about elegance, we think about having an impact. I think true luxury is the ability to make an impact on the world, to make a difference, to use your wealth, your position, your status to really make a difference. And I think that's why more and more people, more and more of our clients definitely are demanding sustainability, and that their travel is sustainable and offset. not just a holiday, but a holiday with zero impact, not just a holiday with zero impact, a holiday with positive impact on the environment. Yeah, I think if I just did one other thing, I mean, it's a tiny detail, but I think it's so important. It's that digital escape from the digital. All of us in our day-to-day lives, working hard, you just can't escape the digital and the inbox and that sort of noise that kind of just surrounds your work life and your home life and your family WhatsApp groups. And I think the real luxury now today is being able to escape from that.
Exactly.
Say again?
Being in the quiet, just enjoying silence and having that time for yourself, I suppose.
And I see, it's another word that we don't use in our business. We don't use the phrase high net worth individuals. And I'll say why in a second, but we talk about highly successful people, and those people, who are successful because they've had successful businesses, they've grown something, they've achieved something in life. What they really want is to switch off from that digital noise and truly kind of escape from that whilst they're on holiday.
Definitely. Wow. So we're really excited to come on to one of your adventures one day, hopefully as a little tag on to see what it's all about. I saw some amazing footage at the Explore Yacht Summit, of course, and your website. It's got some great content on Instagram. So if anyone's interested in their next amazing money can't buy experience holiday, then they should contact you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's I think the expression money can't buy. I mean, I now feel I'm doing this a lot, but that's another thing that we don't like to say in our business, because what we want to try and come up with are unique experiences, but we don't want to be kind of bounded or fettered by the idea of money or wealth. You can have an extraordinary experience with your family. It doesn't have to cost the world. It might be a sunset or just a precious moment in the sort of the privacy of your family environment, and that actually might be the lasting memory of a trip. I mean, this sounds silly, but we took some clients away earlier this year to Antarctica, and the bit of the trip that they loved and remembered the most was the night that we did camping on the ice. And it was just good old-fashioned fun. That sort of the food, the camping, the atmosphere. We had a tiny bit of fancy dress in the tent. That experience of kind of exploring is what people what people really do want and remember.
So memories, building memories, amazing.
Yeah.
Fantastic, Adam. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate your time today, and I know you've got a busy schedule, probably lots of adventures to book and fill up, especially now with New Year's and Christmas coming up. That's also a good time to take time out and go away.
Well, we've got a very busy year coming up, because we've just launched a very exciting new product. It's a submersible based on the super yacht Surrey. And that it's I think it's the world's first 7-person submersible that's available for private charter. So yeah, we've completely kind of designed the itinerary. It really is just a very new product that we've just launched, and that the itinerary, the yacht is going to be traveling from Papua New Guinea in early 2020 through to Fiji and Tonga, French Polynesia, and then the Galapagos and Cocos in 2021. So we've got a busy year kind of planning that itinerary and schedule, and the slots are filling up quite quickly.
Excellent. How many slots are there in total? Just out of curiosity.
I think there's about 20 weeks in total available during that itinerary, but yeah, there's a good portion of them already spoken for, because it's just such a unique product, not available anywhere else. So that's going to keep us busy, and of course, just the other adventures that we do as well. It's really growing as more and more people want to have those sort of unique experiences.
Sounds wonderful. Again, thank you. And I wish you all the best of luck with everything that's coming up, and very much looking forward to tracking all you do. So thank you again, and hope to see you soon in Monaco.
French Polynesia. So,
Well, I'm happy to come out that way. Yes. Fantastic. Okay, everyone, thanks for tuning in here with Adam from Cookson Adventures. This is all for today's episode on Yachting International Radio. Stay tuned for more soon. Take care, everyone.